Well, listeners, we have a very, very special guest about to join us on the show right now. We're about to play some brand new music from the Rookies. We're also going to chat to them about their brand new album that is coming out as well, and also the return of their residency shows as well. So to tell us a little bit more about what is going on in the world of the Rookies, welcome to the program, Joel.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Joel, mate, we are so excited about this brand new album. We're also excited that you're returning to your residency as well. Tell us a little bit about what it's been like to be a member of the Rookies over the past few months with so much going on.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Man, I appreciate your enthusiasm. We are equally as excited about this album, and it's a thrilling time to be a rookie, honestly, because this album for us is a huge undertaking. We've put out some records before, but this is our first album, which is entirely original music, all composed collaboratively by members of the band, and we're putting everything we've got into releasing it on a larger scale. And Camp Rookies has been so hectic recently, just weekly rehearsals, meetings, pulling together this big launch show. We're going to do a big production for that, and just getting ready to share this really exciting new project with the world. So thanks for helping us share in that celebration.
No problem. Now we are going to play the new single Feed the Fire in just a moment. Tell us a little bit about that track and what our listeners can expect to hear on it.
Yeah, sure. So the new song is actually called On the Shoulders of Giants.
Yep.
And it's coming from the album Feed the Fire.
Okay.
And this song for us is, we're jazz musicians, so we always, jazz musicians have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, always looking to history to inform new steps of progression in music and the arts and society. And this song in particular for us was a way of wanting to celebrate the wisdom of our elders, the people who have come before us, whether they be in the jazz tradition, the trailblazing innovators who have pushed this music so far forward, or for that matter, our parents who've taught us so much, just our elders in our community who have gone through a lot to allow us to be in the situation we are today. And of course, mistakes were made, and it's up to us to leave the world in a better state for our kids. So this is a bit of a reflection on that. And musically, the song for us was a bit of an exploration into more of a pop song structure. So coming from a jazz background, where a lot of the songs are a bit more open-ended, this one is quite structured and carefully considered as to how it flows, taking some of that pop musician mentality. And it's very groove-oriented too. It's kind of simple harmonically, but it's got this kind of deep, dark groove that, hopefully kind of gives some really nice, deep, dark energy to our listeners.
Now, talking about elders, tell us a little bit about where your love for jazz music came from. Was that through your parents, or where did that love come from?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Being a young white person in Australia, we're pretty far removed from the origins of jazz culture, which of course is it's an African American music. But yeah, for me, it was definitely through my dad playing jazz CDs around the house. And actually, even some friends of mine in high school kind of got me more into playing jazz. I didn't really know what it was, but they were like, hey, come along. We know you play piano. Let's try some stuff together. And it was really through those friendships that my love for this music blossomed, because it's so collaborative. Playing jazz is for me, it's synonymous with being a good friend or being a good collaborator, right? You have to be listening. You have to be engaged. You have to be supportive of your friends, but you also have to challenge them equally. And we definitely feel that kind of relationship in the Rookies, that we're always pushing each other to stay focused, to stay committed, to go to new places creatively, but then also supporting each other in that process as well. So that balance of support and a little bit of antagonism, just the right amount.
Yeah. I happened to run into a musician one day in a bar in South Melbourne, and he was talking to me about all the different genres of music that he played, and he said there's nothing quite like the high that he gets when he plays jazz music in front of a crowd. Is that something that you experience as well?
Yeah, man, absolutely. That's so nice. So I think what he is picking up on, and it's definitely the thing that gets me so excited about this music too, is that there is an element of danger about it. Like a lot of other musical styles, I mean, they can be quite pre-prepared. Like the way you perform a song can be, you can perform it 20 times and it only vary very slightly over the course of those 20 times. That it's very consistent performance. But in jazz, because it's so improvisational, there's such an open-ended question around how this thing is going to unfold in the moment, that it takes a lot of guts and courage, but the rewards are wonderful because you can discover new things in the moment. You can play a song totally differently within the structural confines of the thing. So I think it's that courage. I think it's that uncertainty and the flexibility and spontaneity that comes with performing that kind of music. That it is totally thrilling, and it's wonderful to see these particularly young people kind of responding so positively to this music, which is now kind of old, and we thought it was kind of going out of popularity, but I think the universal joy of seeing people being courageous together on stage and being creative is really, that has an appeal that's kind of timeless, and it's lovely to see people getting back into that.
You also mentioned that bringing this album together as well, that everybody collaborated, everybody brought stuff to the table. What was that like for you, sitting down and hearing what everybody was bringing to the table for this album?
Yeah, it's a joy because as Greg, our sort of band leader, likes to say, he feels like all our fingerprints are all over this album together, which is really nice. Like records we've made in the past, individual members of the band have written songs entirely by themselves and then brought them into play together. But with this one, what we did is we each took turns writing a little part of a song, like a little drum groove or a bass line or a chord progression. Then we'd bring it to the group, and then someone else would add, a little bit of their instrument in, and we'd just slowly scaffold and collage our way to these larger and larger structures. And then together we really took the time to refine them, peel bits back, just get to the essence of something. So it's to the point now where I can look at songs like On the Shoulders of Giants, for instance. I can say, oh, Greg wrote the melody and I worked on some of the form and Oscar worked on the bass line, but those bits you can pull out and say this kind of was one person, but the overall product is, all our efforts are so enmeshed in that result. And that's a great joy, having that shared responsibility for it.
Now, you also talked a little bit about the residency as well. For our listeners out there that want to head along and check you guys out playing live, tell us a little bit about the residency and where people can go to see you play live.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, this is the heart and soul of what we do as a band, is that we have a residency in Fitzroy in Melbourne. It's on Brunswick Street at a little bar called the Rook's Return, and we've been there every Wednesday night for just over 8 years now. In fact, we recently celebrated our 400th gig, which is a surreal milestone. Like to try and wrap all those nights into one in my mind is a strange experience. But it's super fun. It's a free gig. It's very welcoming. We really try and foster an environment of inclusivity and just joy and happiness for people. We play jazz. And we're really trying to remind people that this music has this deep kind of human appeal, and you don't need to be a jazz aficionado with your black beret to understand this music, because it's very embodied, it's very felt. People just stand up and dance, they move with the music with us, and it's such a great joy to play that gig. I honestly feel like it's one of the best things that ever happened to me, falling into that opportunity.
Yeah.
So highly recommend people come along, check it out. We often say that, it's hard to get a sense of what this band is about until you come and see us do this thing live, which we're very, very proud of. And yeah, we'd love to share with anyone who's keen to come down.
And a little birdie, i.e. your publicist, told me that you have a certain member from the Living End who turns up quite regularly to check you guys out too.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, for the life of me, I can't remember his name, because it's a couple of the other guys in the band. Actually, Greg and Tom, they played a gig with this guy. It's the bass player. His name is Scotty, I think it might be.
Yep.
He's such a gem, man. He comes down and he enjoys the music, and yeah, as I say, he got Greg and Tom to play with the Living End one time, which was amazing. Yeah, that's really cool.
That's awesome. Well, we hope that a lot of our listeners out there will go and check you out at Rook's Return, and we'll put a little link up on our website as well, so that people know times and everything like that they can head along to check you out. We are going to play
Great,
on the
thank you, Dave.
we're going to play On the Shoulders of Giants on our show right now. So what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take a listen to this amazing track?
Oh man, I would like to say, pay close attention to the wisdom of the people who've come before you in this life. If you've been around for a while, you probably have something wise to offer the youth of today, and we should pay close attention, but also take all advice with a grain of salt and know that times change. And I think the moment we're living through right now is going to require a great deal of courage and consideration and thought for our next steps as a human race. And also, don't forget to have fun while you do it. That's my advice.
Definitely. That is great advice, Joel. And now for all of our listeners out there, this is On the Shoulder of Giants by the Rookies.